Your reaction to them bringing Julius Randle and Kemba Walker to the squad?
Well, I'm good with it. I think that when you look at Julius Randle, it's right about the number that he deserved. When you see some of these $200 million contracts and what have you, clearly he wasn't somebody that deserved that. When you talk about his 4-year extension, obviously for a max deal for him was around that number, anywhere from 110 to $120 million. I think it's about right. When you average 24 and 10, you're the most improved player in the world. You still got tremendous upside. You can invest that kind of money. It's close to $30 million a year. That's about right for him. And I think he deserves that. Plus, it still gives them some cap maneuverability. In the case of Kemba Walker, my question is only about his knees. It's not about his heart. It's not about his guts. And it's certainly not about his game, because when healthy, we know what he's capable of. We know what he's doing. When you couple all of that with the fact that he's a Bronx native and he'll be coming back home and he'll be highly motivated, that definitely is a plus as well for the Knicks. And I think that they've upgraded at the guard position because you got him and you retained Derrick Rose and you still got Emmanuel Quickly. So I think you're really good at the point guard spot, assuming that both he and Derrick Rose can remain healthy. When you look at Fournier coming in, I'm not that high on Fournier. He's no scrub. I know he can play. I know he's good for 17 or 18 a night. I know he can hit a perimeter shot. He certainly can hit a three. And to get him at the number of $78 million, I certainly like that because, again, it wasn't an exorbitant amount of money when you consider today's NBA economy, the cap space, et cetera, et cetera. So all those things being considered, I think we look at the Knicks right now, and although we view their ceiling as being something that's going to be approximately the Eastern Conference semifinals, at least they're not taking a step back. I'm happy about that, and we go from here.
Stephen A., that's what I really wanted to ask you, because this team was the 4th seed last year, but we know that was fool's gold. If Miami would have been healthy and didn't have the COVID outbreak, we would have think that maybe they would have been a little bit farther behind. Where would you put the Knicks before the Kemba deal, and where would you put them after in the Eastern Conference, packing order?
Well, I think that they're a top 5 seed in the Eastern Conference. I think without Kemba, you're talking a 6th or 7th seed. I think with him, you're talking a top 5 seed. Now, obviously, you've got Brooklyn and Milwaukee, Philadelphia. You've got Miami and Atlanta to consider. I think the New York Knicks have an opportunity to squeeze in between Miami and Atlanta during an 82-game regular season. The way that Thibodeau has those dudes playing defense night in and night out, I definitely think that they can end up finishing as a top 5 seed in the Eastern Conference. That's how I view them right now, and I'm good with that.
Stephen A. Smith joining us on the Goodyear Hotline. I noticed that you didn't mention Chicago, who obviously made a lot of moves over the last week or so. They last made the playoffs, I think, 2017, I want to say, so trying to end that drought. Do you like the moves that the Bulls made, or do you think they didn't do enough to put them clearly in the top 5 that you just listed?
I don't think they did enough. I like the fact that Lonzo Ball is a point guard. Listen, he can play. He's not a scrub, but I've never been exceptionally high on him because of his lack of assertiveness. I know that he can defend. I know that he can play the point guard spot. I know that he can clearly pass, but he's not his brother. His brother is a guy in LaMelo Ball that's the reigning Rookie of the Year. That's a special talent. That's very, very aggressive and very assertive. I once had an executive told me he can't really shoot that well, but he doesn't know it, and you can't tell him that, because he's putting that damn ball up. That's LaMelo's attitude. Whereas Lonzo came into the league looking as if he was perfectly content to dribble the ball past half court and then pass and go hide in a corner. And so for me, that's one of the reasons of all the years that I've known Irving Magic Johnson, it's the one argument we got into. I begged him, don't draft that kid. Draft De'Aaron Fox out of Kentucky. That's the guy. Don't draft this guy. But Lonzo was from Chino Hills. He started UCLA. He had box office appeal. And if you're the Lakers, you're going to take that into consideration, and that's the direction that you decided to go in, so be it. In the end, what it comes down to is that now as we look at Chicago, I think about Zach LaVine. Now, that is a dude that I have clamored to be in New York for quite some time. I love me some Zach LaVine. I think the brother can play. I think he's a Skywalker. I think he would electrify the Garden. It's a damn shame that he's in Chicago. But they definitely have an upside as long as they have him around. I get it. It's just that I look at Chicago, and I just think that there are too many steps that they have to take to squeak into that top 5 spot in the Eastern Conference, and I don't see them doing the things that they did. I don't see it being so significant that ends up happening.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming, sports, and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.